Welcome back to this special edition of Hannity. Now, more bad news for the Green New Deal cult. Construction of Ford's electric vehicle battery plant in Michigan was halted back in September due to concerns over costs. And today, Ford announced they are moving forward with the project, but with production capabilities cut by 40%, and the number of jobs it is projected to create slashed by more than 30%. Their announcement comes as sales of electric vehicles have slowed across the country, forcing numerous automakers to scale back operations. Ford's announcement is the latest blow to the Biden administration and further proof the American people aren't buying into his administration's green energy agenda. Here now with reaction, Hoover Institute fellow Victor Davis Hanson. All right, Victor. Now, Americans really don't want electric cars. I'll start with that as a premise. Tell us what's going on.
Well, I think we have a lot of utopians, Judge, and they are not attuned to market realities. So they keep saying you have to have in 10 years half of all car sales, or all car sales actually in California, have to be electric. Already a quarter of all sales are electric, but it's not market driven. It's driven by bureaucrats, and now people buy them. They don't have the range of a gas car. They tend to be more flammable. They're dangerous when you get in an accident. They're a third heavier, so they're sort of like torpedoes on the road. They're very dangerous. And more importantly, how are you going to power them if you're not going to build hydroelectric, nuclear, gas, or coal, and people are going to charge at night? There's wind and solar won't do it. So I think the real subtext of all of this dilemma is that they don't want a private car powered by a fossil fuel, and they went to EV as a substitute, and the substitute didn't work. And now we're starting to hear that the real agenda is to get us into high-speed rail, buses, mass transit, subways, and get away with the private vehicle altogether, because the EV is not going to replace what we have now. So they have a different agenda here in California. Electricity prices went up 13%. They're going to go up 13% at the beginning of the year. And that's just 1 year, 4 times the rate of inflation. And you know, they're talking about, Judge, can you believe it? You plug your car in and they want you to power the grid from your battery at night.
Well, the amazing part of it is, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, if you look at a street in many cities, all these cars are lined up. They don't have individual power stations to power up their cars. I mean, so it's almost impossible. But if there is another president who comes in 2024, I mean, does this all come to an end? I mean, can we switch back to fossil fuels? How does this work?
Yeah. I think so, because 99% of the emissions from fossil fuel cars are not toxic. The rub or the complaint against them is they create heat. But if you don't believe necessarily that man-made climate change is that severe, then I think you'll see a return to natural gas or hydrogen or gasoline or diesel. There's all sorts of fuels that they can use, and they're all safer. And I think they're more economical than electricity batteries. You
know, I've never felt like I lived in a totalitarian nation, but, you know, when they started talking about taking away my gas stove, I'm a cook. I mean, it was like, I'll fight them every inch of the way. But it is not what the American people want. And we have spent billions in the Infrastructure Act. And that really is a sad commentary on Joe Biden, his connection to China, and those batteries that we are buying from over there that we can't even dispose of properly because of the danger to the environment.
No, and we need lithium mines, and we're trying to stop mining of precious rare metals to power these batteries. And here in California, it's the future. So Gavin Newsom wants to do to America what he did to California.
We're not having it.
That's a frightening idea.
Victor Davis Hanson, thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.